Hi boys and girls, this is Jason from Seymour Library, coming to you with the Curious Kids. This week we are going to do activity that involves a lot of different balls. So I have 4 different balls over here. You'll need, doesn't matter what kind of balls you have. I have a ping pong ball, a tennis ball, a big beach ball kind of ball, and a football. And what we're going to do this week is see how high these bounce. And when a ball bounces, the thing that causes it to bounce is called elasticity. And that means the amount of bounce it has when it hits something. So when the ball hits the floor, if you can see the tennis ball, it pushes in a little bit and that causes it to bounce. And that is the elasticity of the ball. So, what you can do is get a pencil and a paper, and I have made a little chart here, just with FB, TB, BB, and PB for football, tennis ball, beach ball, and ping pong ball. We're going to bounce each one 3 times. We have our ruler over here taped to the wall, so we're just going to hold it up here. We're going to bounce each ball and try to guess how high it bounces. And we're going to see which one bounces the highest in 3 bounces. And the one that bounces the highest means it has the most elasticity, which means it's kind of the softest usually. And what we're going to apply this to is next week, Miss Nikki is going to have a special class where she teaches you guys how to make catapults. And this will help you understand what kind of ball would be better to use in a catapult, whether it be a bouncy ball or something else. The other thing we're going to do this week is we're going to make our own bouncy ball after we've done with our little experiment here. So let's get on with our experiment. We'll start with the football. So how high do you think the football is going to bounce? I don't think it's going to bounce very high. Let's see. I'm just going to hold it up about the height of the ruler. I'm going to drop it down, and it looked like it bounced up to about 10 inches. So we're going to write down 10 on our first bounce for our paper. Just wrote 10 there. We're going to do it again and see what we get. Hold it up at the top of your ruler. Just let it bounce. And I didn't see that one because it rolled away before I could. So let's try it again. Hold it here, bounce. And that one didn't bounce very well. That one maybe 4 inches. And we're going to do it one more time. And that one again didn't bounce very well. Maybe another 4 inches. So we've got our football and we've done it with our football. We're going to move on to our tennis ball. You guys think this one's going to bounce higher than the football or lower? Let's see. I'm going to drop it. And that bounced about 23 inches. We're going to do it again. That one didn't bounce quite as high. That was about 14 inches. And one more time. That one was about 20 inches. I know it's hard to see with my ruler. So we've got that ball. Now we're going to move on to our big gigantic beach ball. We're going to bounce it. And that one bounced all the way back up to the top, so 36 inches. That one about the same. And our third bounce, they all bounce about the same. So if you go with the top of the ball, it was at the top of the ruler, so that's 36 inches. Then we got one ball left, which is our ping pong ball, and we're going to bounce our ping pong ball. That one bounced up about 24 inches. We're going to do it again. That one bounced up about 20 inches that time. I know it's kind of hard to tell. You just have to kind of make a guess. That one was about 23 inches. So now that we've let all our balls bounce, we're going to add our numbers up to get an average. An average just simply means you add the three numbers up and then you divide it by the number you have. So in this case, 3. So 10 and 4 is 14 and 18. Divide that by 3. 3 times what? Anybody know? 3, 6, 9 is 6. So the average of the football bounce is 6 inches. My math skills aren't very good, so bear with me. 7. So 2 and 2 are 4, and 5, 57. That's going to divide that by 3. So that's 1. 17 inches is the amount of our tennis ball bounce. All 3 of our beach ball bounces were the same, so we don't need to add those up. That's just going to be 36 inches. Then our ping pong ball, that's going to be 67. Divide that by 3. A little over 22 inches. So by our numbers, our football is the least bouncy or the least elastic. It only bounced 6 inches. The tennis ball was the second least at 17 inches. The bouncy ball, or not the bouncy ball, the beach ball was 36 inches, so it bounced the highest. So it was the most elastic, or it has the most elasticity. And the ping pong ball was 22 inches, so it was third place as far as the height it bounced. Or it was the second highest bouncing, the third lowest. So that is a little bit about elasticity. So how do we apply that to shooting our catapults next week? Or back in the old days when they used catapults to attack castles? It applies because if you use a bouncy ball, it's just going to hit the castle and bounce off. The harder the ball and the less elastic, the stronger it is to hit the wall and break through. So you can experiment with different kinds of balls when you make your catapults with Miss Nikki next week and see what works best. But now we're going to move on to making our own bouncy ball. So let me move the camera here so we can kind of see what's going on here. So I have 2 cups, and I have some cornstarch and some borax. You can find all this stuff at Walmart. Borax is in your detergent aisle. I really honestly don't know where the cornstarch is, but that's okay. Then you'll need a measuring spoon. So the first thing we need to do when we make our bouncy ball is get some warm to hot water. So if you have an adult with you, you can put it in the microwave for a few seconds to warm it up, or just turn your hot water on and let it run for a minute. If you don't want to waste water though, I would put it in your cup, put it in the microwave for a few seconds and let it warm up that way. So I'm going to let my water warm up, and then we're going to get our warm water. Okay, we're back. I have in this cup 2 tablespoons of warm water. So with that, we're going to mix a half a tablespoon of our borax. So we're going to dump that in our cup. We're going to take the stir stick and we're just going to stir that up until all the borax is dissolved in the water. It's going to take a little while. And we just stir that up. Okay, so that's your first cup. So that was 2 tablespoons of warm water and a half a tablespoon of borax in 1 cup. And just let that set after you get it stirred up. And the next cup, let's see, we need 1 tablespoon of glue. You can use white glue. I'm using clear glue. So we're going to dump that in our second cup. So this is a tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon of glue. Dump in our cup. This is what's going to give your bouncy ball the bounce. Is the glue. After you put the glue in, you need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, which is this. So I'm going to wipe off my measuring spoon and get our tablespoon of cornstarch. These measurements don't have to be exact, just as long as they're close. And then mix that in with our glue. Okay, so we've mixed our cornstarch and our glue together. Now we need to add about half of our water and borax mixture. We need to let that set for about 15 seconds. I've already done that. And mix it all up really good, or really well, until it gets hard to mix. And it's going to turn into a glob like this. When you get your glob, you're going to take it off the stick and you're going to roll it into the shape of a bouncy ball. It's going to be sticky and you're going to get stuff on your hands. That's part of the fun. And you're going to roll it to a ball. So it looks something like this. And if you let it set for a few minutes, it's going to harden up and become a bouncy ball. You can already see that it bounces just a little bit. The longer it sets, the higher it will bounce. So that's how you make a bouncy ball. And that is your experiment on elasticity. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great time doing this. Have a good day. Bye.